Hey guys, Harley here for another episode of The Landing Pad. This month at Blastoff Comics, we're talking about the Defenders. And who is my favorite member of the Defenders team? The founding team, but Dr. Strange himself, the supreme sorcerer, the master of black magic. Now, he was the first time that we really kind of had a magician type character as a hero. And he had a crazy amount of abilities. I mean, he was like telepathic. My favorite one is the fact that he could astral project, go out of his body and enter things like people's dreams. In the first issue that he was in, Dr. Strange actually was there entering the dream world and entering the dreams of a man who was tortured by nightmares. How cool is that? Dr. Strange is of course a very strange character with all kinds of different abilities. We were used to more of the classic superhero, more the bread and butter of Marvel Comics. When, Spider-Man, the Hulk, things like that, where they were humans with superpowers who sometimes changed or put on a costume. Now with Dr. Strange, he was a little different, seeing as with him it wasn't necessarily superpowers, but the magic of sorcery. He didn't get bit by a radioactive spider or get exposed to radiation to gain his powers. He, in a way, learned them. Now Dr. Strange first came about in 1963. Created, of course, by the famous Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. He first appeared in Strange Tales 110. Now, the origin of Dr. Strange was in Strange Tales number 115. Now, in it, basically, he was Stephen Strange. He was a very famous neurosurgeon who had amazing hands, delicate hands, who could do any type of surgery, and was very, very vain about it. He knew he was really good at something, and he definitely didn't hide it. Well, he ended up getting in an accident, which destroyed his hands so that they shook all the time and he couldn't actually perform surgery anymore. Devastated by this, since this was his pride and joy, he went all over the world looking for any type of way to heal his hands. Science, technology, but eventually he fell down to, well, magic. Now that's when he found the Ancient One and eventually became an apprentice under him. Now with Dr. Strange, he not only had all of these crazy abilities, but he also at one point, I believe, conquered death and figured out a way to not age. So he's not completely immortal, but he's really, really close. He basically is one of the most powerful heroes that we have in the Marvel Universe because he has such a wide range of abilities and is really, really hard to kill. So one thing that was really amazing about all of Dr. Strange comics with the Defenders, the other teams he was involved in, was the artwork. Steve Ditko really did more heavy inking, more shadows, creating more of a mood to the character, a mood and a feeling to the comic, specifically to Dr. Strange as this, fantastical magician, along with more of the 60s psychedelic style artwork and colors, which I think really gave this amazing different tone to it. And then of course Stan Lee definitely gave a specific way for Dr. Strange to talk, and also had like crazy names for all of his villains. They really created a whole new type of character that they really hadn't done much of before. I mean, again, we're focusing on usually the superheroes, and now they created this grown-up adult character who was a doctor and well-educated, and then eventually goes from science to magic. And they tell this beautiful story of tragedy to get him there. I think that Dr. Strange is definitely one of those characters that we all kind of want to be, not just a magician, but unlimited superhero-ish powers. I think that what's great about Dr. Strange is that he's different, and I think at times we all kind of feel a little bit different. And even though he was different and more of a magician, he was one of the founding members of the Defenders and worked with tons of other superhero teams. It didn't take him long after he really got all of the power that he had to join up and help other people out. I think Dr. Strange is one of those characters who you really see develop. He does a complete 180 from his origin story of being this mean, selfish, wealthy, scientific, intelligent person to then going to be really selfless and good and using all of his magical abilities to just help people. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of The Landing Pad. Once again, I'm Harley. Make sure you visit us here in our North Hollywood location. Also, you can visit us online, blastoffcomics.com, Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you want to wear the cape, read the book first.